What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, and it's back. The Black Spindle, whose icon has been used to spice up many a thumbnail, is finally available to get in the game right now. You can go out and acquire this weapon, but how do you do it? How has this incredibly secret weapon finally been uncovered? Well, let's get started. So, for the Sleeper Simulant, it actually all begins on Io. Specifically, the area on Io called Lost Oasis. And the first thing you're going to need to do is wait. Seriously, for this quest completion, you're going to need two things right off the bat. Number one, you're going to need a pretty serious group. It's definitely a challenging mission, a challenging quest to go and complete. And number two, you're going to need some time on your hands because you actually have to wait for a Taken Blight public event to start on Lost Oasis. And this is kind of random. Sometimes there's 3 Taken Blights in a row, sometimes there's 3 Cabal events in a row, and you just have to wait through those. So you could be waiting around for, over an hour before it finally spawns a Taken Blight and you can do the next step. Now, what is the next step? Well, once the Taken Blight spawns in the Lost Oasis, a Taken Boss is going to spawn. Not next to the public event. The public event, once it starts, you can pretty much ignore it. Like, I would become a part of it, but then dip off to the side, and in the back corner of the map, as you can see me looking around here, where the Lost Sector is, the Taken Boss is going to spawn, and you can see us fight him here. Now, this Taken Boss, once you do kill him, something else is going to happen. In fact, a portal to the mission is going to appear. Now, the boss will actually spawn randomly. He can sometimes appear, underneath somewhat in a cave. He can appear off on a ledge, but it's going to be in this general area around the Lost Sector. But again, once you kill him, that Taken teleportation, the Taken black hole, is going to spawn in the same spot as you see us go to every single time. Your fire team leader is going to need to access this Taken teleportation device, and then it's going to start your entire fire team on the quest to get the Black Spindle. You're going to be teleported into the Lost Sector, but it's not going to be a normal one. You're going to see that up in the left-hand corner, you have 20 minutes to complete this quest. If time runs out, you will fail. Now, this overall mission is broken up into essentially 2 parts. You have a jumping puzzle phase, and then you have a damaging phase where you have to kill a bunch of adds and even some bosses. You need to be equipped for both. So, supers wise, you really want to have stuff that's going to be good at clearing adds. 1 tether and then an arc strider or another arc strider or Sunbreaker Titan. Those are all going to be fantastic. Whatever you guys really feel comfortable with, but a tether is very, very useful. You want to be chaining supers because this is time sensitive and you have to kill a lot of adds. As for weaponry, auto rifles, a void weapon. There's a lot of void shields because we're dealing with the Taken, and the Sleeper Simulant as a heavy weapon was absolutely fantastic. Just like how there's a lot of void, there's also a lot of solar. So the Sleeper can take care of the solar stuff, and then your energy weapon can take care of the void stuff. At least that's what I was doing. Very, very effective. Now, you can switch up the loadouts by all means, but longer range stuff, especially the Sleeper, is going to be great. There's a lot of snipers and stuff like that. Having something that's going to be able to kill them in like one shot, where you don't have to get up next to them like you would with, a shotgun like the escalation shotgun, is very, very advantageous. But remember that you can change your exotics in the middle of this. You don't have a lock loaded or anything like that. So make sure that in the first half for the jumping puzzle, you're using exotics that extend your jumps, stuff like the Stompies and the Lion Ramparts. They're really going to improve your chances of beating that jumping puzzle. And then when you get to the fighting portion, which we'll talk about in the video, switch to the damage dealing stuff, switch to the Radiant Flux, switch to, something like the Orpheus Rigs. Now, the jumping puzzle is indeed a jumping puzzle. It's pretty complicated, but there's nothing random about it. You go the same way every single time. So stay tuned to the video and we're going to show you exactly the way to go. Immediately after going through this Lost Sector, there's going to be kind of a secret Taken Blight that you kill, this Taken Anomaly. You kill that, and then you open up a underground area that you drop down to, and it's very, very expansive. The first part of the jumping puzzle simply has you jumping from ledge to ledge, as you can see here. Now, some of these ledges will have little devices that shoot out and can insta-kill you, so definitely watch out for those. And even though you want to be doing this as fast as possible, if you die, it's definitely going to delay you more than taking a little bit of time waiting for those devices to shoot out and then going right after that. Now, once you jump the chasm, hit a little island, jump again, you're going to have kind of a confusing part. You actually just drop off the edge and then jump back up, as you can see me do here. There's going to be another narrow causeway that you are going to see rocks shift out from the side. These will push you off and you'll instantly die. So again, wait for them to go. Once they go back in, walk ahead. Now, actually, if you look on the ground here, a little tip, the black parts of the ground are where the rock has been scraping across. That's where they jut out from. The normal, like, gray parts of the ground, those are where you are safe. Once you jump across the chasm again, you're gonna have to just do some more general jumping, as you see me do in the background, but it's kind of gonna look like it continues. You have to know that off to your left, there's kind of a secret doorway. This secret doorway is going to lead to the rest of the jumping puzzle. Now, once you go through this doorway, you have kind of a diamond hallway of death. Watch out on the right-hand side. Those blocks are going to push you to the left, and the left is just a chasm. You'll fall down there and die. So you want to stay in the middle, definitely. And again, there's things that fall down and kind of stop you in your tracks, and then the right blocks push you off. So kind of time it right or run through. It's actually not too hard to get through here, but once you do get through here, it is kind of a complicated part. So, there's a bunch of ledges you have to jump to. They're just these small ledges, so if you miss, you die. But also, there's the taken bursts that are there too. So if you land on the ledge and the burst goes off, it's going to push you off into the chasm and you'll instantly die. So you want to time them that when you jump, you see it bursting. Like, you're in the air when it's bursting, or it bursts and you go immediately. So when you land on the ledge, you'll have time to get to the next ledge, as you see me do in the background. Now, you're also going to have snipers shooting at you. By all means, you can kill these snipers, but I would frankly say that's a waste of time, and we never did, and we were able to get through. As long as you kind of keep yourself on the move, don't stay stationary for too long, the snipers will be of no consequence. At the very end, there's a door that opens and closes, so you want to jump when it's closed, and by the time you get there, it'll be open and you can squeeze your way through. Now, once you do squeeze your way through, there is this massive open area, and you'll see there's a bunch of kind of spheres sticking out and a bunch of teleportation devices, like wormholes, I would kind of say, that you can go into. Now, 99% of them are going to kill you if you go in. There's one right one that you have to go in, and that one right one is on the far back right-hand side on the top. So the uppermost far back right one, as you see me go to, jump in there and you're going to go to the next section. Now, this next section is this large mossy room, and this is probably the most testing point for your jumping skills. So if you're not good at jumping, get better at jumping, frankly. As I mentioned earlier, stuff that improves jumping, like the stompies, like the lion, or ramparts, are very much going to help here, because what you're going to need to do is that off to the left, and you'll see me do this in the background, but off to the left are these tiny ledges in the walls. You want to jump on these ledges and keep ascending, keep going up, and you're eventually going to make your way throughout this entire room just using those little ledges all the way to the same area that you came in from, but above that area. Then from this grassy knoll, like up, again, work your way around the entire room. Once you're on this last grassy stick out, you then jump inside this little chasm right here and aim for the one bit of grassy ledge or mossy ledge that you do see. You land on it, and then if you crouch, there's a secret passageway that leads you to the next area. Drop down this drop and then jump before you land, because it sometimes kills you, and then you just keep going forward. Now, you're going to be presented with this giant open area. Actually, to the left, you're going to see a tiny little ledge curving. You want to jump on this ledge, walk your way across. There is going to be an area that is broken off. If you keep walking, you'll fall to your death. So you want to jump over top of that, and then you're going to see a massive leap of faith. Like, this is some Assassin's Creed stuff going on right here, but you want to jump as you see me do, you know, obviously break the fall just before you land in this little glowing doorway, go in the doorway, and then there's going to be another series of jumps you have to make as you see me do. There's then going to be a red doorway, jump through here, and once you go through that red doorway, you are good. It's not about jumping anymore, it's all about killing adds. So this is the point that you want to switch your loadout. If you're using the Stompies, for example, on the Hunter, take those off, put on the Radiant Flux. If you're using Arc Strider, put on the Orpheus Rigs. If you're using Night Stalker, stuff like that. So take off your jumping stuff, put on your combat stuff, and then you're going to have a lot of very high level, pretty tough Taken enemies to defeat. And a lot of blights. Now you actually have to kill the blights and the Taken enemies. You can't just kill the blights and run forward. You have to just wipe all of these guys in front of you. So you will have to have sufficient damage dealing weapons and supers. Now, as I mentioned before, the sleeper or potentially a sniper is very good for this because, and you'll see in the background gameplay, there's a lot of ranged adds. A lot of hobgoblins like Taken, yellow health hobgoblins, and the same thing for Fallen. They're all sniping you. They're all long ranges away. Sneaking up to all of them with a shotgun isn't usually the best idea. So having something that punches with some range, again, the sleeper, very, very good here. But chaining supers is very, very important. Remember, all of this is time sensitive. It's only 20 minutes to do all of this. And if you screw up on the jumping part, if you fall a few times, you can really start lagging behind. So being able to have at least one tether, shoot out, get a bunch of adds, produce orbs, you start chaining supers, that's where you really want to be as a group. Also, and importantly, try to get your teammates' reses. If they respawn, they'll respawn a little bit back, which is usually no big deal, but the fact that they're out of the fight for a good, 15-20 seconds as they're running back into the fray, again, it's time sensitive. If you can revive them right there and they're in the fight like within a couple of seconds, that's where you want to be. Now, in almost all of these rooms that you're going to fight Taken in, there are kind of secret caves, usually to the right and to the left, and they're on the bottom level. And these are going to be great because you can kind of hide in those, and you'll see sometimes that happen in the background gameplay, and you can really avoid the adds. They don't really come in there except for the melee shadow thralls that are spawned from the wizards, but other than that, they do not really come to where you are, so you can sneak out, get some sleeper shots, change some supers, stuff like that, revive some teammates from those caves without being out in the open. And you are going to be forced to be out in the open because there's actually going to be the Taken boops that are going to make sure that they blast you into the fray. Like, you cannot usually just wait at the very opening of these rooms with all the adds in it. You are literally going to be shot forward to fight, except for these side caves that you can get some respite in. Now, once you fight your way through a few of these Taken rooms, by clearing the adds, and then that's going to unlock a blight at the very end that's blocking your passageway. You blow up that blight and continue to the next room, do the same, clear adds, blow up the blight, go to the next room. The final room is going to contain 3 different bosses. Well, first off, it's going to contain 0, and it's going to contain a lot of Taken blights. Go in here, kill as many blights as you can, but once you hear a secondary wave of adds spawning, you're actually good. There's going to be more adds that spawn, and those 3 bosses that I talked about earlier, 3 Taken bosses, once they spawn, you're done with blights. You're basically done with adds. Like, obviously you don't want to be overwhelmed by adds, but you can slightly, I wouldn't say ignore them, but put more priority on the bosses for sure, because the millisecond you kill that final boss, you get the sleeper, you don't have to worry about clearing this final room. So really focus on boss melting, #1 priority in this final room. But melting the bosses is absolutely no joke. Yes, sleeper is going to be better for those other rooms, and it's certainly going to be good here, but there is certainly, I'm sure, going to be a strategy emerging with the escalation protocol shotguns to just melt those bosses really fast, but that's very dangerous, and once you start dying and if you're losing your orbs, that can really spiral out of control. Playing a little bit more cautiously, using the sleeper, even using something like the Darcy can be good. Again, there's those caves off to the right and the left hand side, very advantageous. You can get some great sleeper shots and stuff from here, and then go out, make your way out once you have a tether, once you have a super, and fight your way out of there. I should note though, and a great tip for you guys, is that at the very beginning of this room, you can actually shoot between the pillars and snag the bosses, and you are kind of safe from there. If you go too far forward, you'll be booped forward, but at the very beginning of it, you can get some nice, crisp sniper or sleeper shots on bosses without having to worry about getting shot back, really. So, once you do kill those bosses, and good luck to you, you will, like I said, get the Whisper of the Worm, which is just the Destiny 2 version of the Black Spindle. Now, what kind of perks does this weapon have? Well, intrinsically it has the exotic perk White Nail. Higher base precision damage, so already just kind of better than your average sniper. Rapidly landing 3 precision hits will refill the magazine. So traditional, exactly like in D1. Awesome, this thing's going to be a beast on certain boss DPS phases. And then we actually have another unique perk, well, at least for Destiny 2, Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. So even if you do miss a shot on a boss, you can hopefully get Mulligan to trigger, get those 3 rapid precision hits, and refill your magazine. So it does have a little bit of room for error with this weapon. I can't wait to try it in the raid. Keep your eye out on the channel for some raid versus videos. We're going to be taking this thing through the Leviathan and so on. I really want to try it against Argus actually. But that's it for the video. That is how you get the Whisper of the Worm, aka the Black Spindle. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. Now, if you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.